Welcome, everybody, to Sasha and Goff, live recorded. I'm Sasha.
And I'm Goff.
And we are back this week on Google Meets, like we promised that we wouldn't do.
Yeah,
but this week, I'm going to tell you the topic so that you don't have to wait until the end of the show to get to it. This week, we're doing top and bottom Tom Hanks roles. Goff, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well, you know what? And I would have to even expand on roles because, like, I have a couple things that he was behind the camera for. But anyway, I am doing fantastic, and 99% of that is because the Bears beat the Packers last night. Woo!
Incredible.
First playoff win in 15 years. And it's just how the season's been going. I mean, why wouldn't the game end like that, you know?
Did you watch the game?
I was so excited. I sat around all day, watched the Carolina game that I didn't really care much for, but it was just like, yeah, I'm getting anticipated for this. Watched the first quarter, and then I fell asleep for the second quarter. So I woke up in the third quarter when there was about 7 minutes left.
Okay.
Bears were down by 11, I believe. And that's when it kind of like, I was like, all right, they got time. This team, they've been doing this all year, so I'm not really scared yet. And sure enough, but when they scored the game winner with like a minute and a half left, I wasn't really even celebrating because it's like, that's too much time. That is too much time for Green Bay.
Yeah, and I haven't really paid attention to I've paid attention to the Bears, but I haven't watched many games or anything. But we've talked about it before. It's very exciting when the Bears are winning in this town.
Yeah.
Because it happens so rarely. I was not watching the game, but I was kind of checking my phone like every once in a while for scores and updates and all that stuff. And I think there were 3 separate times where I had given up on the Bears, all in the fourth quarter, by the way. Like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's it. There's no chance here. And I was actually watching this video on Instagram. It showed like through the third and fourth quarter, the percentage of winning possibility.
Oh,
so
yeah?
It was like 5%. And then they kicked a field goal. It went up to 7. And then like, yeah, the up and down that it went through. And so like, I didn't see most of the game. I did watch like the last, let's say 3 minutes or whatever it was.
Okay.
But I had kind of like they had a 4th and 1, I think in the fourth at some point that they didn't get. That was one of the times where I was like, I gave up. I walk downstairs, I go take my dog outside, and I hear somebody in my neighborhood scream like, yeah, like super excited. So I run back inside, and that was just in time for the replay of the touchdown that they scored. And then I was like, what happened? How they did this again? Like, I can't believe that's been the whole theme of the year. It's just like they somehow come back. And then I watched, and I was like you, when there was a minute and a half left, I was like, oh, this isn't good. But at least Green Bay has to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
It's not good. There's a lot of time left in the game. But so exciting, like such a cool finish. Everybody's just in a good mood today. Like
it's incredible. Like I was I had to go into work actually this morning just for a couple hours just to like kind of throw some salt down, because the weather's dropping a little bit. But I mean, like I had the sports radio on, and I'm just like, woo, like cheering in the car, and it's just like, you're right. I mean, like, this is, we have the Bulls and the Blackhawks, but it's different for baseball because it's like when one of the teams is really good, half the city's still upset,
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, with the Bears, though, it's just, and I've been saying for so many years, probably since, because I remember that last playoff loss against the Packers and how much that sucked. And it was like, we haven't had any, or the last playoff loss was against the Packers in 2010. That was after our last win. If that makes any sense. Sorry, but yeah, no, it was just awesome. And we have that problem with the streaming in our house where one of them, like in the bedroom, it's like a minute and a half ahead of the one in the living room.
Uh-huh.
So I'm watching on my nice new big TV, but I can hear Joni, cheering upstairs. So it's like, damn it. So I had to go up there and watch on the little TV. But I'm no joke, like watching like through my fingers like this at the end. And like even at the end when when the ball was like an incomplete pass off the Bears player, I didn't know. It's like, can I celebrate yet? It's just like I don't know. It's like you're waiting for a flag and everything. And God, I mean, like oh God, what a fun night.
Yeah, this morning I woke up and I told Megan, I was like, oh, the Bears won last night. And she goes, we were just like, oh, that's awesome, whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, the last time the Bears won the Super Bowl, you were not born. Like, do you understand that?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. She's like, is that the Super Bowl shuffle? And I'm like, yeah. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, and so yeah. And I know at work tomorrow, everybody's just going to be like freaked out and yeah. So
I'm
whatever.
excited.
Go Bears.
I'm really excited to just like, yeah, because I don't really, I don't go out and party or anything, so I pretty much just watch all the games at home, and I'll just kind of text with people. But yeah, tomorrow at work, I'm excited to actually get into it with some dudes. So
cool.
Yeah, how you doing though?
Yeah, you're always ready to get into it with some dudes.
I'm
doing okay. I had an issue this morning with a McDonald's app that the McDonald's app is very important to me. It saves me probably like $400 to $500 a year on coffee, which is a nice chunk of change or whatever. But yeah, because I buy so much coffee through there and it's always like 50% off or whatever. Anyway, I did the math one time and I stopped. The numbers got too high and I was like, I'm spending way too much on coffee. But anyway, so they have this problem with the app where like, it's got to be a problem with the app because I now pay a lot of attention to which location I'm going to.
Okay.
Because, they use GPS to tell you like what the closest McDonald's is by you. Yeah. And then you can still choose which McDonald's you want to. So even if it's not the closest one, you're going in a different direction, whatever, you can change that, blah, blah, blah. I've had probably 10 to 15 times where I pick the correct location and then I go up to the booth or whatever, and I'm like, hey, here's my 4-digit code. And they're like, we don't have that code. And I look down and it's the address of a different location. Yeah. And it'll be a different location, not that's close by. It'll be like the one that's by my work or, one that's far, far away, but that I use more often or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's happened 15 times to me at least. So now every time I use the app, I make sure the address is correct. I go to the final screen. And then even on the final screen, it gives you the address of the place you're going to. So I look again, like I'm very adamant about checking this thing. And then you hit the place order button. And then like today, it just changed it to a 20 miles away location. And so now I've used my coffee coupon, which saves me money. And I can't use it again because you can only use it once a day. So now I have to pay regular price coffee. And the people think I'm stupid because they think that I just accidentally put it for a different location. Then I have to defend myself at the McDonald's, and they're like, we don't care. And I'm like, I know, but you got to know it's not me. It's you. It's your corporation. It's a problem here. And that's when I realized today that how crazy I must look because so I was sick last week, right? Yeah. And sick to the point where I have like fever blisters on my lips. I haven't had blisters on my lips since like Tijuana 1986.
Yeah, me too.
It was a tough year.
It was
a donkey involved.
Took us a while.
But I don't know where it came from and like whatever, but they're on my lips. As I was talking to the person like at McDonald's, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what I say because you cannot trust a person, an adult with blisters on their lips. Like it's not a thing, right? If you see somebody with blisters on their lips, you're like, yeah, buddy, whatever you say, and you're trying to get out of there as quick as possible. Yeah, but there's no way you're like, no, I understand you use this app correctly, sir. If you say that, you do the hand motion.
Yeah,
as they
exactly.
Walk away because so that's a problem. So that's what I had going on today. Wow. I'm finally like better. I'd say 95% better. Good from being sick from last week, but I got Megan sick, so she was sick. She's still sick. Today's Sunday. We're recording. She's, I think, on the back end of it, like getting better, but she's still, blowing her schnoz and the lucky schnoz or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so all that stuff's going by. I can't believe this is the second time I'm sick this year. It's January. It's annoying is what I'm trying to say. And that's part of the reason why we're doing this again today on the Google Meets, because you got something going on in your house and we're still living in a germ den. So hopefully next week we'll be back at it. And that's about it. What else you got going on?
Oh man, I got some crazy shit going on, man, and it is just parenthood. So, earlier this week, we took Sadie to her high school orientation, and I'm just like
Wow.
losing my fucking mind over this. I mean, it's like I'm so excited for her, but I mean, I'm scared for her as well because she's definitely an introvert, and I know she's scared. But like Joni and I keep trying to convince her that it's like, yeah, junior high sucks. I mean, because that's where she's at now, and it's just like like kids are immature and everyone fucking smells. Like kids don't know how to use deodorant and stuff, and it's like. High school, I'm not saying like the kids are like all of a sudden going to miraculously change, but it's like there are so many more people. It's so much bigger. It's not as crammed. And it's like you have so many more options and things you want to do and everything. And speaking of which, I mean, it's like her high school is just beautiful for starters. I mean, like well done with their grounds crew and their building staff and everything.
I
But
like that
like
that's what you notice
Oh,
first.
absolutely. That's where I am at in life. I'm the guy that like runs his fingers across ledges and it's like, stuff like that. But no, they so this thing though, it was pretty much all like the electives and stuff. So we got to see, like the shop and like all the 3D printing they get to do and stuff. But like honestly, like all the music stuff was really cool to see, like the band and the choir. And just the kind of stuff they do in the classes that are available. And I mean, like, there's literally just a class called guitar, and it's like
That's
you
beautiful.
don't have to pay anything. They've got like, all the loaners and everything. And I'm so excited for her. It's just it was kind of a bummer because right when the thing started off, there's a little orientation, like a little tour. And it's like, okay, everyone on this half come with me and everyone on that. And it's like, so Sadie was separated from her friends. So it's like immediately she's just now in a bad mood. And it's like, Sadie,
Yeah.
this tour's like 10 minutes. You're going to get back. And it's just like, so the whole night was on a. So yeah, Joni and I were like really excited and Sadie was not. So that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, and then Natalie's going to be in junior high next year. So they're both going to the next step. And it's fucking crazy, man. It is crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your thoughts on high school when you went there? You hated it? You liked it?
I,
Indifferent?
indifferent, I guess. I mean, like I never hated it, but I definitely didn't like it. But I mean, like I like hanging out with my friends and stuff. I mean, like that's
Yeah, and you
like
get like a new, like you're saying, there's more people. You get your group. You get, like more people to meet
absolutely.
and figure stuff out. And you stay away from the rollerbladers. And
No, that's actually when I found more of them. So
yeah, oh, geez, that's the
you're gonna
problem.
you're gonna like secretly tell Sadie to stay out of school now, stay
Yeah.
away from the rollerbladers.
Did you hear about our boy Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds?
Uh-oh. No.
Not good. Welcome
Uh-oh.
to Kid Diddle Island or
Oh
whatever.
God.
He joined.
Wait,
He's
which all
what's his
right.
name?
Do we? So which one is Poindexter again?
He
That
was
was that Timothy something.
yeah, and
Yeah, the guy
the
from like
hair.
romantic or no, he's in Field of Dreams. That's what he's from.
He's Field of Dreams. He's in West Wing.
Okay.
He also had a theater that like was for
Oh
kids
no. So
up
wait,
until
what's his
recent.
full name? Timothy what?
I don't know. Timothy Epstein. I'm
Okay.
actually not
Oh
really
God.
sure. But yeah, he's next on the list. And I got a text from my cousin Nick. He was like, not Poindexter. And I was just
Oh
like,
man.
oh, come on. Another one falls. So
Jeez.
we should
You
keep
should,
a list while we do this podcast. Yes.
of lives that we changed just by
Uh,
bringing them up.
just
Did you?
like you know, lives who have changed, like their lives have changed. Not people who we were like, yes, this guy's cool, and then we're all of a sudden like, oh man.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so saw that happen. Anyway, that's all I got really for this week. I wanted to bring it down way, way down.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, oh, you know what? I wanted to ask, you know what? I guess I'll ask it when we get to our Tom Hanks segment. So never mind.
Ooh,
Um,
okay. All
yeah.
right, you ready to move on?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
All right. Let's do some thumbs up, thumbs down. That's when we're talking about stuff and things, and you guys know what we do. Anyway, let's talk about it. I'm going to start things off this week. I started watching, I teased this last week, a
Wait,
sitcom.
hold on. I'm so sorry. Do you have more than one thing to talk about?
I do.
Can you talk about the other thing first? I need to get up for 2 seconds because Joni's not home and I can hear the oven going off, and I want to make sure Natalie's not going to burn the house down. So just start
Uh,
talking up because I want to hear the first thing also.
okay. I'll
Give me a
just
sec.
start.
Or you could
Yeah.
pause the podcast.
No. I'm going to start talking. You get
All
out
right,
of
go
here.
ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Goff was about to leave to go check the oven, and then he put headphones back in his ears. If you watch the video, it's kind of funny. You'll see a split second where he realizes that he can't leave because he's got headphones in his ears. Anyway, yeah. So the thing about the McDonald's app, should we talk about that again? Oh, let me talk about this. I went to a rooftop bar recently with my wife, a quote unquote restaurant or whatever, the J. Parker in Chicago. And it's like a 13-story building. I get to the 13th story and we're inside, right? It's like a bar. It's all glass surrounding you so you can take a look and enjoy the Chicago city skyline and Lincoln Park and the lake and all that stuff. And so we go up there, and even inside of the building, my knees are kind of shaking. But then we went outside, and this is wintertime, and we go outside onto like the deck area. So, you can feel the wind in your hair. You can take pictures of it. Goff is back, everybody.
Yes. Hello.
And I'm on the 13th floor of this place. And of course, Megan wants to take pictures, and she has no fear. So she's just like hanging off the edge of a building, just taking selfies or whatever. I can't go within like 10 feet of the wall that's keeping you in the building because my knees are wobbly, like uncontrollably wobbly. And I don't know why and what happened that I can't go higher than 13 stories.
That's so funny because obviously I missed the first half of the story and I apologize for that. But the first thing I was thinking was, wait a minute. Maybe 10 episodes ago, this was the man that was telling me whenever he sees something high, he's like, I could jump off of that. So I thought
know.
you were like the man with no fear.
It's crazy. Like, also, by the way, 13 stories. If I jump off of 13 stories, I now believe I don't think I'm going to make it.
Right.
If I jump off of 13 stories.
Probably not.
So, I was pretty confident before in like 3 or 4 stories, but 13 is a different story. Yeah. Literally and both figuratively. Anyway, back to it. First thing I got for you this week, I teased it last week. It was a sitcom that I was watching. It's 3 seasons long. It was kind of tough to find, but it includes one of my favorite comedic actors of all time. And this is a show that I'm giving a thumbs up. I've only watched most of the first season, I'll call it, like 20-something episodes. 8 Simple Rules. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course I've heard about it.
I've never watched this show in my life. It's John Ritter. It's Peggy Bundy. It's the blonde chick from that nerd show. It is a very funny show. And they did a Three's Company style episode where John Ritter played Mr. Roper and Peggy Bundy played Mrs. Roper. And like his daughters were both the 2 girls. It was an excellent episode. And I mean, I'm a big Three's Company guy. I'm a big John Ritter guy. This is fantastic. And I think this is a show you would love because he plays a dad of 2 daughters and 1 son.
Yeah.
But he's very like a strict dad. Megan was even saying she remembers him being kind of like a jerk in the show. And he is a little bit of it. Like especially at the beginning when you're getting used to the show, you're like, I can kind of see not liking him, but it quickly goes to like, he's hilarious, but it's such a like family show and whatever. And I honestly think they were trying to be like Full House of the 2000s or whatever. Okay. But thumbs way up on this show. Very funny for a family show. It's got some like really good humor in it and good stuff.
Okay.
So that's number 1. Number 2.
Hold on. So that only went 3 seasons?
Yeah, because he died in the 2nd season.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, like, I know they, because James Coburn, I think it was, he came into the show, I believe, as, like, her father or something, and I thought I thought that show went, like, 7 or 8 seasons or something. I guess I was totally wrong.
3 seasons. I think David Spade also comes in as, like, his brother or cousin or something like that.
Okay.
He died in the 2nd season, and then they did an episode where, like, he died in the show. and then it's like the aftermath of that, but it only lasted like another year. And I think what I read was they were trying to they kind of got away from the sitcom part, and it got more of like just like real lifey and not as funny. And so, the ratings went down, and that was it. But still, I knew all that like going into the show. It wasn't a surprise, and I just kind of like wanted to see at least up until that point. But the show is very, very funny.
Cool.
Yeah, love it. Here's one that you're not going to care at all about.
Okay, bring it.
YouTube video. It's about an hour and 10 minutes long. It's called Unsinkable Battleship. It is a documentary on Stan Hansen. I'm going to keep saying things until you figure out any part of it.
Okay.
And it's about the Triple Crown reign of Stan Hansen in All Japan Wrestling.
Okay.
The last word is where you finally understood anything I said, right?
Stan Hansen sounded familiar, and it probably because I've heard,
Hattori Hanzo, one of his favorite wrestlers, is Stan Hansen, so I'm basically telling him to watch this. But it's basically a documentary they did based on his run in Japan as Triple Crown champion. Their Triple Crown champion, they used to have it was like 3 titles unified into one title, but instead of just like making one new title, like people would carry 3 belts with them.
Okay.
So but it counted basically as one, but they called it the Triple Crown. And then eventually they did like merge and make one belt. Doesn't matter. Stan Hansen's awesome. If you like old school wrestling, this is awesome. And it's only an hour and 10 minutes. And there's Hulk Hogan mentions because there's some Stan Hansen, Hulk Hogan stuff. And just, it's awesome stuff. Hattori Hanzo, that one's strictly for you and no one else. I will be shocked if anybody else watches that. And then I have a thumbs down. Which is crazy because thumbs up for this band name, thumbs up for one of their song titles. And I listened to a bunch of their songs, and honestly, not a bad band. I'll put them in the vein of Guttermouth, but more like ska punk.
Okay.
But just like, how Guttermouth is a band that like, they're not doing anything extra special with their music. It's just fast punk rock, but it's just played very well. And they have funny songs about funny things, and it's just done well what they do. This band reminds me of Guttermouth in that fact that it's just kind of like, here it is. It's good ska punk, fast punk, a little bit of Guttermouth, a little snotty punk, whatever you want to call it. But the name of this band is Girth Control. Now, that is a great band name, first of all. And they have a song called Girthquake. Now, this is 2 for 2, if you ask me. These are 2 beautiful things, beautiful ways to use words. And honestly, they're not a horrible band.
Okay.
But it's just not a band that I'm ever going to listen to again. I was happy to like hear them. I was happy to give it a shot, especially based on their name, Girth Control.
Girth Control.
But it was just like, all right, well, it's not going to be like one of my new favorite bands or anything like that. So, unfortunately, I'm going to give them a thumbs down, even though they're not a bad band whatsoever.
Oh, no thumbs up for the Girth, huh?
No, the girth is pointing downwards. And then my last one for this week is a movie that a bunch of you have probably already seen. I've only seen this movie one time in my life. I did not remember a lot of it, but as I watched it, there were so many parts that I did know. And this is Spinal Tap.
Great. Nice.
I had interest in watching the new Spinal Tap because they just redid one like a year ago or whatever it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Spinal Tap at some point. Well, that point was this past week, and I watched it, and I remember loving it as much as I loved it the first time. Even more, possibly, because I think the first time I watched it, I wasn't even playing guitar at that point. It was probably like right on the cusp of when I was starting guitar or something like that. And then obviously being in bands, loving bands so much, playing music for all these years, and now watching it again, it's totally like a refreshing point of view on it, and it's just a fantastic movie. I'm not, I don't need to recommend it. It's one of the best movies ever or whatever, but it's just it's what I watched this week, and so thumbs up to Spinal Tap.
So you did not watch the new one then?
Not yet. I'm thinking this week I'm gonna watch it though.
Okay, maybe I will too then, because actually my dad asked me about that the other day. I knew they were like maybe this is what it was for. I didn't know they were making a new movie. I thought they were actually like doing a tour or something like that. So,
Wow.
but maybe I was wrong. Okay, anyway. All right, I got a few
Maybe
things
both.
here. Wow. All right, so I talked about this a few weeks ago. It is done now, so I just wanted to quickly talk about Stranger Things season 5 as a whole and the finale. I want to start by saying I'm not going to spoil anything, but if anyone
Boo.
if things like just like opinions are spoilers for you, then just don't listen for the next couple minutes. I thought it was fine. The ending was, I mean,
Ooh.
because they did it where, they started 4 episodes and then they did another 3 and then they did 1. And the last episode was like 2 hours. So they got everything kind of taken care of in the first half. And then it was just like a really long epilogue, where it's like, okay, this is where we're heading. So everything was wrapped up pretty nicely. And one spoiler, here's your spoiler. No one really died. So it was kind of like it's
Boo.
and you like, you want your characters to live. You love these people, but it's just like, come on, the show's ending, and it's just like the situation that this has been, and it's like people have to die. So that would have probably been my only gripe. Other than that, I mean, I had a blast watching the show for the last 10 years and had a lot of fun, like with all the memes and jokes about these kids' ages. So Stranger Things season 5, it thumbs like 75%, but the show as a whole thumbs up definitely. All right,
Now,
and
let me
then
ask you something. Can
okay.
these kids work anymore after this? Like, will they always be seen as the Stranger Things people? Because I know a couple of them are like in bands and stuff like that. They're already
Yeah.
like out of the business.
Well, yeah, that guy, Finn Wolfhard, he has like the It franchise that I think he can cling to if they ever want to just like keep bringing that character back. The problem is, and I mean, I'm not being, I guess I am being an asshole, but it's like, these are ugly kids, man. I mean, so it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, as I can say that now because they're adults now, but it's like, these are like a few of these guys, man. It's just like, woof, as they grew up. But no, I think like, yeah, I definitely, the one guy that plays Steve Harrington, Joe Keery, I think his name is, he was like in the newest season of Fargo. He's going to be in a ton of stuff. And there was the guy from last season, Eddie. I'm sure you heard about that, like Metallica, like the Master of Puppets scene, or
Yeah,
watched it. It was
yeah.
a really cool scene, but like that character got killed off in that season, so it was like that was kind of a big deal. But he was only around for that season, so. But either way, yeah. So I do think definitely that, and then David Harbour, who plays Hopper, he's in like everything now, so definitely longevity for this cast. Moving on. Okay, actually, I just thought of this one for whatever reason. I wanted to quickly mention this. You ever seen the movie The Campaign from 2012 with Will Ferrell and Zach
Zach
Galifianakis?
Galifianakis. Yeah.
I've never seen this movie, and so recently at work we've been building a break room, like just me and the guys, like whenever we have downtime because it's just we're break area, whatever. So the first thing we did though was hung the TV. So while we're working in there, it's just like you can have stuff on in the background, and we didn't have internet yet, so we couldn't use like any Wi-Fi, but there was a Blu-ray player with one disc, and it was The Campaign. For
Wow.
whatever reason, I'm like, all right, I'll watch this movie. What a fucking wild movie. Good Lord. I don't know how long it's been since you've seen it, but Will Ferrell R-rated comedies are some of the most wild, just like out there. I mean, like that guy, it's so funny to me because Will Ferrell can be known so much for like Elf and like doing like these PG comedies and stuff. And then it's like, oh my God. But when you see the other side of it, like Old School and like, I guess The Hangover, I think he has a cameo in that. But anyway, yeah, this movie, The Campaign, I mean, spoilers, there is a scene where Will Ferrell films himself having sex with his opponent's wife and then airs it like on the news. It's just like I said, it is so ridiculous. And it's like, oh, and his numbers have gone up. It's like it's so crazy. But anyway, yeah, if you're looking for one of those like crazy ass Will Ferrell comedies, like up there with like Anchorman and stuff, definitely watch The Campaign. And Zach Galifianakis is great as always.
I was watching Step Brothers before we started this podcast, and
Yeah.
I was kind of upset because it was like the edited version on
Okay.
TV or whatever. But it's still great, still
Hmm.
hilarious. That's up there with like one of my favorite Will Ferrell movies of all time for sure.
Yeah.
The Campaign. It's interesting you bring it up because we were going through Netflix yesterday. Netflix and all the other whatever streaming apps, and
Yeah.
we actually like went by, I believe, the campaign. Like
Okay.
it was either that or it like popped up on my Instagram feed or something recently because it's the two of them like at podiums, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I've seen the movie before, so I recognized it. I wouldn't have guessed the name, the campaign, but like, yeah, I literally saw it yesterday somehow, somewhere, and I
Probably
do want to
because
watch that. I remember it being good.
yeah, I was gonna say probably because we share a Gmail account for this, and it probably picked it up from my phone and sent it over to yours. Some weird shit.
Probably.
Anyway, all right. Last thing I wanted to talk about: new Wilhelm Scream. Finally, after 3 years, we got a new single called "Midnight Ghost." You sent me the video for this the other day. I let's make a deal. We're only gonna talk about this one song, okay? Because
Okay.
yeah, until the new album comes out. Because if they drop them, like I don't want to keep doing this. Because I want to try not to spoil myself. That's what I kind of hate about these new music apps is that there's
Okay.
like they drop too many songs before the album comes out, and then it's like you've already heard it. But
Yeah.
anyway, what do you think about this song?
Okay. So my cousin Nick texted me at like 3 a.m. this video.
Which is when my brother texted me, and also you texted me.
Yeah.
Or no, yours was
And
probably in the morning, but
yeah,
anyway.
when I got up in the morning. But I know you're up early, so it's an immediate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh, I A, super excited, B, nervous because there's so many bands that you're just waiting for them to turn and
Yeah.
not be good. And I will say the last Wilhelm album is probably my least favorite
Ooh.
total album
Okay.
but that's not because it was a bad album because there's still like 6 or 7 songs on there that I
Yeah.
regularly listen to.
Hey, listen, we got to talk about Tom Hanks later. You've got to somehow find a worst in something, right?
You have
You
to.
know, it's tough, but you gotta.
But all the other Wilhelm albums I listen to pretty much front to back. I think we can both agree, me and you, that the worst song that they ever did was Tearing Up the World.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. That and
Like,
then the woo song
yep.
after that.
Those are the two. Those
Yep.
are the two. So they have a good record for continuously putting out great music, or at least music that we love.
Hell yeah.
And so that last album got me nervous that there was only like 6 or 7 songs that like how crazy is that? There was only 6 or 7 songs on that album that I liked. But yeah, loved it. So this song came out and I was like, all right, here we go. And I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked the song. I don't think it's one of their greatest songs of all time or anything, but I do think it's a very, very solid song, and it makes me interested to hear the rest of the album. And the album is called Cheap Heat, which is a term that is used in pro wrestling. I don't know if it's used anywhere else.
It definitely. I read in a short interview, and I believe they said something. What's his name? Trevor said something about being a heel. Like so, they were talking about a wrestling term. So.
You know what cheap heat is, I assume,
or
no? It's like when you're in Chicago and you come out and you go, "There's no better place to be than Chicago," and everyone goes, "Ah."
Okay,
it's just cheap. It's getting
like a cheap pop. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. It's the same thing, except cheap heat is like the reverse. It's like you guys aren't as good as Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just it's cheap. It's cheap however you do it or whatever. Anyway, love the album title.
Like okay.
Love the new logo that they have.
I was going to say they stole our Sasha and Goff metal logo.
Yeah, it's exact. I sent an email to Trevor. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Keep it up. Steal everything you want from us. Hey, you know what else you guys should do? You guys should awkwardly put a logo where it doesn't fit on a shirt, where it's slightly off. So when people order it from you, they like don't really want to wear
it. That's okay if they can't return it. So
yeah.
Okay. My first thoughts, I mean, like first off, the bass line, very cool. Sounds like there's a little distortion to it a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, Brian's a hell of a bass player. So I remember my brother, I remember this was like 2 days ago. My brother sent me a text and he's like, yeah, I played that song for Dad. And Dad said it sounds different. And then my brother was like, no, it doesn't sound different. It sounds exactly like Wilhelm. And I was kind of listening. It's like, yeah, once the song starts going, sure. But I believe this is the first song where Trevor and Nuno sing pretty much the entire song together.
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, because if, like, I actually, you listen to the song and you can tell that they're both singing. And it's like I had to try to pay attention. And even if there are parts where Nuno sings by himself, which he usually does because he's the lead singer, I would say probably at least 75% of the song is both of them singing, which I had to watch the video to check, in which I do have to say maybe a thumbs kind of down for the video. I thought it was a little weird with them singing over each other. It reminded me of like Queen and David Bowie, like one of those.
That's
Also, it
funny.
kind of reminded me of like the Blair Witch Project, but
Yeah, I
um,
kind of liked it because it was like old schoolish. Like they're
it
just in a
was.
forest
But
playing. I
it
was like,
like there's
yeah,
no, you don't really understand what the point of the video is. I don't.
yeah. There's no
Yeah,
story. There's
there's
nothing you
nothing.
have to
Yeah.
follow. Yeah,
But no, I just musically I love this band, and I get so excited because like Nuno's just got that voice, and yeah, I think this album's gonna kick ass, and like I have no doubts that this band is gonna let us down. So, or no doubts they're gonna let us down. No doubts
wow.
they won't let us down. If
Clip
that
it,
makes any sense.
clip it, and send it to them.
Okay. Oh,
But
go ahead.
here's the bigger thing: new
Okay.
album means they're coming soon.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well,
That's what I want to see.
well, they are touring with Death by Stereo, I believe, right now, but I think it's like a West Coast thing. So, but yeah, they'll
Yeah,
have to they'll be getting out there. But all right, so I wanted to ask you something though in regards to Wilhelm because obviously I knew you would have heard this song. Uh, is Wilhelm our favorite band for this show? Because I was thinking, it's like obviously your favorite band is the Blue Meanies. We all know that. My
yeah,
favorite band is Strung Out, arguably Wilhelm. But I was thinking, it's like so other bands that we both like really love. I was thinking like the other three I wrote down were Pennywise, Good Riddance, and Counterpunch. As far as three bands that I know we
yeah.
both love,
See,
but
my next three like favorite bands for me would probably be like Nirvana, Bigwig, and Wilhelm. Not in that order, but those are the
okay,
three. So I would say, yeah, like
yeah,
uh,
Big Wig could
Wilhelm
be.
is
Oof.
like probably my second favorite band of all time at this point, just because of like consistency
Yep.
and just how long they've been around and everything. Um, yeah, I mean, Blue Meanies is my jam. That's not going away. But if I have to decide between Nirvana and a Wilhelm Scream, like kudos to a Wilhelm Scream because like that's one
Ooh.
of my favorite bands of all time. You know what I mean? And by
Yeah.
the way, like they may have surpassed them at this by this point. So yeah, I would think that's who it is. Who else could it possibly be? Like
Yeah.
we
Like
we
I
like
said,
No Effects and all these other bands, but
no,
uh,
No Effects has fallen off for me over the years, but yeah, Wilhelm has been consistent. And actually, here's a little teaser for the listeners and for you, buddy. Blue Meanies will be mentioned again next week, so keep that in mind. Just keep that in
oh,
mind. I got something planned.
okay,
But yeah, so I
very
guess Wilhelm Scream is the official band of Sasha and Goff Live Recorded.
hell yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
fucking A right.
All right. Well, that's it then. Let's move on to our top three favorite and least favorite Tom
Yeah.
Hanks.
Tom Hank solo
I was already trying to think of what
singular
word I was
Hank.
going to use after Hanks that I stopped at the Hank. Tom Hanks roles, inclusions. I don't know, however you want to word it. Top and
Yeah.
bottom. Let's start with the top because I feel like it's probably going to be generic. It definitely is on my end.
I
And I'll
think
start things off.
we'll probably have different top threes, but like including the potent notables, we'll probably
Yeah.
have the same list.
Yep.
So let's
Uh,
rock and roll.
Number three for me is one of the first Tom Hanks roles that I ever knew about. This was a movie that my mom really liked, and so I saw it when I was young. I loved it. I've seen it many times over the years. It's been quite a while since I've seen it, but it's Tom Hanks and Shelley Long in The Money Pit.
Okay.
The Money Pit.
Good one.
Yeah, just a movie I love. It's very funny. You know, they bought a fixer-upper house or whatever, and they just have a disaster along the way. And I like
yeah.
Shelley Long too, so
Love Shelley Long.
great movie.
She was in Cheers, right?
Yep. And she
Yeah.
was in Modern Family as well.
Oh, I
Her
did not
character
know
was
that.
excellent in there. Yeah,
She's one
she's
of.
the ex-wife of Al Bundy, if my mind is correct.
Hey, okay. Huh, I guess did I? Okay, I feel like I would have known that. I've seen like it doesn't matter. She was also
Yeah,
in Troop Beverly Hills, which is one of those movies that I'm afraid to admit that I used to love because it's like no, my sisters used to always watch it. It was on in the background. Anyway, all right, good call. All right, my number three, uh, another old school Tom Hanks. We got, and actually, this is funny because this is a brand new movie or TV show. I don't know that they're redoing The Burbs, that I just
Okay.
saw. Yeah, on Peacock actually, which is funny because I was making this list and I swear to God, it's like I turned on Peacock for whatever reason and it was like that was the like what was featured, The Burbs. So, anyway, have you seen this one?
No, and last
Oh
night I
man.
was trying to watch this movie. I told Megan, I said, we're gonna watch The Burbs tonight. Like, normally we go back and forth between like, well, I don't know, whatever you want to watch. Whatever you want to. Do you want to watch something funny? Let's watch something serious. Okay, all right. And it takes 2 hours and then we fall asleep. But the last night I was like, we're either watching this or The Burbs, and she searched for The Burbs, but you have to pay for it. It's not none of
Ooh.
our streaming services,
Yeah.
and I'm not giving Tom Hanks any more money.
Nope.
$3.99 or whatever it was. So no, I haven't seen it, and I don't know when I will.
Okay. It's an awesome movie. I mean, simple premise is just like a cul-de-sac, and then like all the neighbors, there's a conspiracy going on. They think that like the one house in the middle with a bunch of weirdos are like killing people. So it's just hilarious, like neighbors that have nothing else to do, just constantly surveying. Like just like one of them's like a crazy like army guy, and Corey, the one that's still alive, Feldman, he's in it. So he's
Okay.
great. But yeah, The Burbs, it's a great movie. It's like, yeah, I guess you could say borderline horror movie because it kind of deals with like, yeah. So
Yeah, that
I
was
won't ruin anything, but
one of the weird parts of it. When I was looking at the description, it said like comedy and then like mystery, or I don't remember what the other word was, but it was like not a word that goes along with comedy usually. So I
yeah,
was like, all right,
it's
I don't know
it's a
about this.
little it's dark. I mean, there's a couple parts where you're like, "Ooh," like a couple, but it's not scary. It's pretty
Yeah.
damn funny. Yeah. So Burbs.
If I ever come across $4, I might purchase it, but we'll see.
All right.
My number two, Jimmy Dugan. This is the coach of League of Their
Yes.
Own. This was another movie that was just like when I was a kid, we watched it. We had the VHS. Me and my cousins, my cousin Melissa, like played softball at some point. Nick and Goran and me, we used to watch this thing all the time. We used to memorize the words to this movie. You got the little fat kid, you got Madonna, you got
Hmm?
Rosie O'Donnell. This is a hilarious movie, and Tom Hanks' character was really really good in this movie, and it's
Yes,
just like
sir.
super likable, great movie, and it has the thing where it's something that I watched when I was a kid. So that's my number two.
Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. That's good advice, kid. When he signs the ball for him. Spoiler, this is my number one. I fucking love this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, like a League of Their Own is, and if you go back to our favorite sports movies, it might have been my number one. I don't remember, but I've talked about this movie with like whenever like a group of dudes hear you say A League of Their Own, they're just like pussy, because
I
it's like
know.
yeah, and it's like go fucking watch it, man. First of all, Tom Hanks said is everyone is great. Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Gina Davis. I mean, like they're
Yep.
all hilarious. Yeah, that little kid with the trumpet, like doo, 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 doo. But yeah, when he throws the baseball mitt and hits the kid in
Yeah.
the face, Stillwell Angel, it's awesome. And I mean, like directed by Penny Marshall, and it's got an awesome cast. But and you know what the thing about the movie too for guys watching, it's good baseball being played. It's not like, you're watching it and it's like, God, there's movies like Summer Catch and stuff like that with like grown ass men that don't know how to play baseball. But it's like they're throwing, but like
Yeah.
you watch this movie, A League of Their Own, it is legit good baseball being played. I mean, it's probably stunt doubles, but it's good.
It's definitely one of those movies where like if you're a guy and you mention it, you kind of look around to see if everybody's on board or if they're like
Yeah.
what, and then you're like, yeah, I was just kidding. I was just
No,
kidding.
I'm changing that because yeah, Tom Hanks, this is his greatest role. So
Love it.
anyway, give all right, so you give me your one and then I'll go two, I guess. Or should I do my two so you can do your one?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, my number two is Big. Uh again, like yeah, I love 80s Hanks. The scene with the keyboard, iconic. A weird movie too when you think about it. I mean, just like the relationship between him and his best friend. Like as when he's the adult, and then like there's his that little shithead kid that was in like all those movies in the 80s that was always like the bully. But yeah, I still it's just like a great fantasy movie. I mean, like when you're a kid, just you know, even like having sex for the first time, you know, it's like, oh my god. But you know, like in of course in a movie like that, like there's so many great scenes with like miscommunication, you know, between an adult and a child. Like her, it's just like he's like, okay, well, I get to be on top, talking about bunk beds though, you
Yeah.
know, and she's just like, okay, like, yeah, great cast, great Hanks playing. You know, it's and I know you said you hated Clifford with Martin Short, and you're still
Ugh.
going to pay for that one. But anyway, with this one, I mean, to a lesser extent, I mean, Tom Hanks basically, as an adult, playing like a 12-year-old kid, you know, with that mentality. So it's great.
Side note, I also hated that I hated Clifford. Like I really wanted to
Yeah,
like that movie.
yeah, you will.
I've only seen this movie one time and
Wow.
not really memorable to
It's
me.
streaming. Like I
Yeah.
was gonna watch Big Deal. I think that actually that might have. I don't know. Never mind. Go on.
Okay. I mean, nothing.
Sorry.
I don't have any memories of it. I know the piano part because it's like a classic cinema like
Mm,
moment or whatever, but I don't really know too much about that movie. So I'll
okay.
take your word for it. And then my number one, super generic, Forrest Gump. Love
Okay.
this movie. Love
Great
everything
movie.
about this movie. I could watch this movie at any time from any point in the movie. I don't care. It's one of my. When I was a kid and I didn't care about movies, I was like, "This is a good movie," and that's it. I mean, there's no bad parts in the movie besides Jenny having AIDS or whatever. Which
Yeah,
even
yeah.
that was funny. I don't know if it was supposed to be, but it did a great job. Love it. Love the movie and love the character. I think the character is hilarious
Mm.
and also heartwarming and all the other things that go along with a 2.5 hour movie or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, Forrest Gump definitely. So I'll just jump into my potent notables then. Forrest Gump is on that list, and again, you got the easy ones: Saving Private Ryan, Sully, Captain Phillips, Castaway, and then I jumped into some of his producing roles. He was executive producer of The Pacific and Band of Brothers, both HBO miniseries that were fucking fantastic. I don't know if you watched either of those. I watched them both only one time though. Those are definitely series I want to get back to. Those were so good. And then also another one, near and dear to my heart because of my lovely wife. Him and his wife also produced the Big Fat Greek Wedding movies.
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
know that.
need, yeah, I don't need like the second one or the TV show, but the first one is awesome. And yeah, it's so fun watching it with my wife and her family. They're not like full-blooded Greek, but like so much of this stuff is
Mhm.
true, at least from like their traditions. So yeah, I'd love me some Tom Hanks, baby.
Yeah, I think I've said it many times before with that movie. My dad gets the wrong message from Big Fat Greek Wedding. He's like, "Yes, we should only marry our own people,"
Yeah.
like consistently. So
So he's like, yeah, this is how it should be.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got Castaway. I love that movie. I thought that was a really great movie. The Terminal, which I don't know if I have it in good or bad because I liked the premise of it.
Yeah.
I liked the beginning of it, but then it seemed to drag and go in a weird direction. But then I kind of like the ending of that movie as well. Also, he's
Okay.
got an accent and he kind of sounds like he could be part of my family, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Woody from Toy Story.
Okay.
Just Toy Story in general is pretty solid for a kids movie, or if you consider it a kids movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apollo 13, which I'm a space person. I like space movies, so I don't know if it's his role in it or just the movie is great. But
Okay.
that, and then I didn't even know this. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. It's
I
what
had
was it, like A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood or something like that?
Yeah, like 5
Yeah.
years ago or something, he played Mr. Rogers. I totally missed that one. I had no clue on that. I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. I've never seen any of those war things that he's done,
Okay.
and I think I would watch those. I think they're on my list to watch them, but they're way down the list. They're after like every Ernest movie and that kind of stuff. So let's move on to our bottom three, where I'm going to start with a number three, and it's a movie I've never seen, but I can't imagine it would be good, even though you've already brought it up. Sully Sullenberg gets his own movie, and Tom Hanks plays him. That sounds horrible.
It's an
There's
awesome
nothing
movie.
about that sounds good to me, and so that is my number three. Not knowing anything about the movie and just saying no, this can't be good.
You know like what happened with that guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
So
so
why
you
do
know
I
what
need
the
a
movie's
movie?
about then?
Yeah.
I
So
don't
why do
know,
I
but
need that?
do we really need a movie about Titanic? We all know what happened, right?
Um,
Yeah. All right, so my number three
no, no, no,
actually.
no. Think about it before I answer. Let me think
Okay.
about it before I answer.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're
Okay.
right. You can make a movie about anything,
All
but
right, but listen.
Titanic significantly more significant than John Sully
Then a
Sullenberg.
man heroically saving people and flying a jet into a river.
What's
Anyway,
Sully's first name? What is his first name? That's how
that's a
unimportant
great
that
question.
man
No,
is.
that's a great question. Well, I mean, the movie's called Sully, so we don't care about it. It's like James Sullivan, I think, is it?
And by the way, I do think it's pretty incredible what he did. I just didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
you
don't know.
just
Do we
don't
need?
think. Yeah, our
Let's make
boy
a movie
Tom
about
Hanks is
Marty
too
at the
good for
post
this.
office. Do we need Marty? We don't need
We
that
could do it.
movie.
All right, my number three for worst Tom Hanks movies. So this was like I wasn't joking before when we were talking about Wilhelm having to have like a worst of something. Like it's hard for me because like I was going through Tom Hanks' stuff and it's like I don't dislike a lot of what he did, but here goes. So at the top would be Radio Flyer, and mostly just because. So this is a movie with. You ever see this with Elijah Wood?
No,
All
never
right, so
even heard of it.
I have seen this movie many times. The only like Tom Hanks is at the end of the movie, I believe. He like narrates the movie and then you finally see him as an adult. But it's just kind of a sad movie about like two little boys and like one of them's constantly getting abused by the father or the stepdad or something, and the whole point of the movie is they want to build this radio flyer airplane so they can fly away and escape this evil man. But it's like a PG-13 like kind of family movie. So yeah, I forgot he was in that because I was looking through his. It's like, yeah, I definitely remember this movie, and yeah, just the subject matter's like fuck. So
Okay.
no more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. It was kind of like difficult to pick uh the bad stuff or whatever, but
yeah.
number two for me, this was bad for sure. And I've seen this. I watched this in the theater, I believe. I watched the Elvis movie,
Oh,
and Tom Hanks played Colonel Parker, his manager, his agent, whatever it was. And that was just a complete weird
wow.
fat suit, weird accent.
He
I
sounded
don't
like.
even know that it was historically accurate that
Uh,
he spoke like that or anything. I think it was just Tom Hanks' choice, and it just was pretty bad the whole time. And he's like not a good person, so it just gives you a bad taste in your
oh,
mouth. So that's my number two.
yeah. Wasn't it was like kind of like one of those like Piccadilly kind of voices, right? Like yeah, and he was like
Like
yeah, like
that
because it
would have
was
been
wearing
way
that.
better what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because like I didn't see that movie. I didn't really have much interest in it, but yeah, when I saw he was in it as that character, it was just like, Tom, come on. And
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he was great, but yeah, to me, it didn't look good.
Yeah.
Okay, my number two is a movie called Bridge of Spies. So this is like, I don't know, it's a tough one because the movie itself was like pretty like factual and like the acting was great and everything, but it was just boring as hell. Tom Hanks, I think I'm trying to remember. He's like an American lawyer trying to. It's like a situation where we're with Russia or Germany just trying to like exchange hostages, like during war. But yeah, I like I said, I mean the acting and everything was great and it was a good cast, But I think Spielberg might have directed it. But yeah, I just thought it was a boring ass movie. So Bridge of Spies for number two.
Okay. My number one is going to be not a movie.
Oh no, we might have the same one.
Is it Bosom Buddies?
No, okay, but mine is a TV show also.
Okay, so mine is Bosom Buddies because this is
Okay.
a show that it's like older than us or whatever. I
Yeah.
think it was from like 1980,
Yep.
and this is it's not something that I ever saw of Tom Hanks in his career. It's something that I heard Tom Hanks did, so I went back to watch it. And I've tried watching this like many times, and it's got that thing where it's like a little too old, and so you don't really connect with what's going on. But
Yeah.
also, it's about like two guys in drag, like who do drag so that they can live in like a all female apartment complex or something.
I never had any idea what this show was about.
Yeah,
Wow.
and somehow there's two seasons of this thing. And also, by the way, this is like how Tom Hanks became known, I'm pretty sure, like how,
Yeah.
how he became famous and his bosom buddies, whatever. I don't know. To me, it's been horrible every time I've tried watching it, and so it's got to be my number one. Like, it's just bad.
Who is the other bosom buddy?
No clue.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a.
What if it was Sully Sullenberger?
I keep thinking of what was the other one? The one with Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis.
Oh, yeah, the
Strange
Canadian.
Brew or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking of. Okay.
Peter Scolari,
Okay.
Bosom Buddies, and New Heart, and that's it. They probably kicked him out of the business.
I'll look at it after I give you this excellent one. All right, my number one for Tom Hanks. This is wild. Do you remember Tom Hanks being on Family Ties?
As like an uncle or something?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So I remembered one episode that he was in. He plays Uncle Ned. Okay. He is, and I don't know if he's Elise's brother or the dad's. I forgot what his name is, but all right. So he is in 3 episodes of Family Ties. The first 2 episodes he's in are called The Fugitive, Part 1 and Part 2. In this episode, and I don't remember seeing either of these two, okay? I was looking at the other one and then found out that he was in 3, so I had to look into this. And it's like, all right, Tommy, I don't know what you were doing in the 80s, but anyway. So in this episode, he is in hiding. So he shows up to the Keaton's house, and he's got like a fake alias and everything. And you find out that he embezzled money from his company. However, it was because he blew like the whistle on this like corrupt company, and he embezzled like $4.5 million trying to protect it like from these people that were going to get screwed over, something like that. So anyway, the whole episode is like, or the 2-part thing is like a conundrum about whether or not he should turn himself in. Okay.
Wow.
That is nothing though compared to his 3rd episode, season 2, episode 14, called Say Uncle. When you hear someone say uncle, you don't think good things, right? Because that's usually what someone's saying to you when they're kicking the shit out of you and they want you to like basically beg them to stop. All right, so first of all, just that it's called Say Uncle is weird. So I don't know if this started in these first 2 episodes he was in with the bank, the money laundering thing, but he is quite an alcoholic apparently, this character, okay? So in this episode,
Wait, are these not consecutive episodes?
No. The first 2 he was in were season 1. It was episodes 14 and 15. Okay, so then he came back in season 2, episode 14. Sorry. Okay,
same character,
same character.
Just a season later.
Yeah, Alex P. Keaton is onto this. He's like, "Hey, Uncle Ned's got a drinking problem, man. This guy's getting out of control," but no one believes him. All right, until the end of the episode when Uncle Ned slaps Alex P. Keaton across the face.
Wow.
In a very special Family Ties episode. Yeah. So I remember this one. And I think it was one of those things where it's like I remember the episode, and then when it was like, oh shit, that was Tom Hanks. Like you can remember kind of like the character. But yeah, I remember this episode when he slapped him, and then of course the dad like flipped out, and it was just like then he's like crying because he realizes he is an alcoholic and he needs like help. And yeah, not a good look for Tom Hanks, but hey.
Okay, well that's my new number one top role.
Hell
that's tremendous.
Yeah, well, when we brought up Tom, that's why I'm happy you and I decided Tom Hanks just whatever instead of Tom Hanks movies, because it was like, damn, because I didn't have enough, Radio Flyer I actually just came up with right before we started recording.
Wow.
So,
okay, so potent notables, you have nothing then.
No, nothing. No, it was hard enough to get 3 bad ones, but
okay. Yeah. My bottom potent notables are anytime he's been on a talk show. Like late night talk show, Tom Hanks tries too hard. I just don't like it. I love Tom Hanks, but he's like really trying to like dig in or what, I don't know how you want to describe it, but it's never good. His SNLs are hit or miss, right? Like there's some good ones, there's some bad, which is fine. He's okay.
Yeah.
But the worst one, this should have been my number one worst, but it's not really a role, but it's anytime people mention the Epstein list and how Tom Hanks is potentially on the Epstein list. And I go, oh God, not Tom Hanks. That is truly the end of everything.
Do you remember when him and his wife were like the first 2 people, like when COVID hit?
Who got COVID?
Like,
and,
it's like not Tommy and Rita or whatever.
Yeah.
what
All
a
right.
fun time to be alive.
Yeah, the fun is the word. Hey, it's always fun to be right here on the Sasha and Goff live recorded show.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for our show this week. So next week's episode, Goff, here's what I did. I pulled 3 different subjects from our bucket over here.
Okay.
Now, you can choose one of 2 ways. One, I give you the list of 3 and you pick one, and that's what we do next week. Or you can pick, we're just doing these 3. And you can choose the order that you want to do them, but it will be the next 3 weeks of shows.
Okay.
So how do you want to do it? You want to hear them first? Make it easier for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Top 3 TV dogs.
Okay.
TV dogs.
Okay.
Top 3 podcast dream guests, which we wouldn't do bottom, but I'm sure we would do like maybe male, female.
Kate Paul, the other Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would figure out some way to do a couple different lists on that. Or top 3 lesbians.
We're doing all 3, baby.
All right. What are we doing next week?
All right. Let's do lesbians next week.
Okay. We're going to do lesbians on next week's show.
Yeah, we did TV. We're going to do lesbians. We did TV bosses last week, so we'll give TV a little break.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do lesbians next week, and then we'll see from there where we're going. So
sounds good. Next week's episode, bring your scissors, because we're doing top 3 lesbians.
Wow.
Bye.
Later.